Welcome to Chris Cook for YouTube. Before I get into the recipe, I wanted to just say a couple of comments about something that happened over the weekend. As you know, I felt a little downhearted about a comment that was made on the internet, and when I addressed the issue, because I felt like it was necessary for me to do so, little did I know how you guys were actually going to stand with me. I don't want to get teared up, but to stand with me on a choice that I had made to express myself. This channel is awesome. If I was where you all are and you all were where I am, I would truly enjoy this channel, because the comments that I got, they helped me through a rough period. Normally, I don't address issues because they don't matter, but for some reason, this mattered to me. And I tried to figure out, because I kept asking myself, why is this bothering me so much? Because normally things just don't bother me, they just roll off. But I think it bothered me because I care about what you guys think about the integrity of this channel, and about me being in a position of being able to explain something to you in a way that you would possibly understand it. I care about how I put things out. I'm very passionate about that. And I think that's one of the reasons why it kind of cuts so deep. And after I look back at it, you guys just really, really helped me through that. I can't even express how good I feel about the people that are actually following me, because the integrity that you all showed and the way you came in and just supported me and stood by me, stood right there with me. You didn't take a back seat. You stood right there with me in your comments. It just did so much for my spirits. There is absolutely no way I could have known. God always has a ram in the bush, and I'm strong on my faith, but there's no way that I could have known that the many of you that responded, the hundreds of you that responded, would be that ram in the bush that I needed to say, don't feed into that. But three people I want to I just want to mention. I'm going to start this with Miss Butterfly. Miss Butterfly came in and she brought Exodus 14:14 back to mind. That means stand still, which is what I had actually got. I had got stand still, that was spoken in my spirit. And of course, I moved beyond that and got off into my emotions, which a lot of times we do that. But I should have stood still. I want to thank you for that comment. Then I want to go to Cece. Cece, you made me laugh in a time. I must have read all of your comments, and the ones that I haven't read, I'm going to continue to read. As a matter of fact, when I really get too old to do this, I'm going to make certain that I get all of them off of the internet, every last one of them. And this is going to be part of me going down memory lane, reading these comments, because with everyone I was tearing up. I mean, it was causing me to really tear up, because there was so much love and passion that was put into the comments that you made that you can't understand. You can't possibly imagine how good that made me feel. And I'm telling you, you guys are the best. There is no other channel that has better viewers than I have on this channel. You all are the absolute best. Now getting over to Cece. Cece said something that really, in the midst of everything I was going through, she brought me back to a place where I could laugh. Because she said, she said, I'm agitated. She said, you saying something to Miss Chris, it was just like you offended my mama. And that just really took me to a point where it's like, don't go there. So that was really, really important to me. And then when I thought about what I could do, I'm like, okay, let me put a recipe on here that's gonna really, really just do it for them. They're gonna really, really enjoy it. So I went to I thought about Louis V. And Louis V is from my hometown. I got a couple tears in my eyes, but Louis V is from my hometown, and he has grown up on something that I want to share today, and I think that this is just really gonna make his day. But what a lot of you didn't know, Some of you do know that's from Chicago, but a lot of you didn't know. My uncle has a restaurant there that has been in business over 50 years. And if anybody has ever, anybody in Chicago, you probably have eaten there. It's called Home of the Hoagie. And it's on 111th Street in Troop. Now, if you've ever had that food, if you've ever had those Philly cheesesteaks or those hoagies, let me tell you something. It will change the way you feel about eating hoagies. You can never go, and cheesesteaks, you can never go by his restaurant and not see people in there standing up waiting for food. And I have seen them people wait 30 minutes to an hour. And that's the only reason why you wait for food like that, is because you know you're getting ready to get something good. Well, what I'm about to do is I'm going to share Philly cheesesteak with you. I'm going to do that because I think you deserve that. For anybody that love Philly cheesesteak, get your pencil and your paper, because I'm getting ready to share this with you, and you can have this treat in your home anytime. But there's a couple of things that you need to know, so let's get started. You're going to need at least a 6-inch bread. This is purchased at Walmart. It's a 6-inch sub roll. You're going to need that. And you're going to need the one with elastic in it. Now, if it's a 6-inch sub roll, it comes with elastic in it. You probably won't know what I'm saying right there, but it comes with it. You don't need a floury base. You need more of a pull type roll. Okay? So that's sold at Walmart. Okay? You're going to need, you can make your own. Normally you will see them put sweet peppers on it, but you can make your own. This is sweet and hot bell pepper, or let me make sure I look at it. Oh, sweet and hot salad peppers, but actually what it is like a pepper ring, and they've just put it in sweet and hot sauce. And this is really, this is butter pickles, I think it is. Yeah, bread and butter pickles. But you're going to dice this up with this, mix it together. And this is just a relish that goes over the top. Now, I'm going to show you how to make in a later video. I'll show you how to make sweet and hot peppers, or sweet peppers that go on the steak, because it's real easy. But right now, you can take these two and mix it together, and you can get just exactly what you're looking for, which is what I'm going to do today. This is my barbecue sauce, and it's online. And when you taste this, if you've ever gone where I'm trying to send you, when you taste this, you're going to be able to, it's just going to bring back memories, because you're going to know that flavor. If you've ever had that flavor, you're going to know it. But this is online. This is my barbecue sauce, so you'll have to look that up online. Then you're going to need, it's better for you not to get processed cheese. You're going to need a sliced cheese, and this is just the sliced cheese. Now, I'm using provolone, but normally they will use either yellow or white American. So you can use that, but I like provolone, so I'm going to use it. You're going to need some chopped onions, and salt and pepper is all you need. Nothing else, salt and pepper. Now, let's get to the important part. This is sold at Walmart. Make sure that you see the name of it. This is what gives you your original flavor for the Philly cheesesteak. Now, I'm going to show it to you. These are see-through pieces of meat. See that? It has to be shaved super thin. Now, the only reason why I have not brought this recipe to you is because it requires a professional slicer, but a professional slicer will run off of a 240 current. And if you have a 120 in your house, it's going to blow out your whole house. And a little home slicer will not do it. It will not get your meat cut this thin. This is paper thin where you can see through it. Okay? Real thin. See how thin it is? It has to be cut that thin. And Walmart sells this. Now, I'm going to get at least 3 sandwiches out of this. I may get a little bit more. I tried to go back to Walmart today and get some before I made this video, but they didn't have any more. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, another thing that you don't know, when you walk into any Philly cheesesteak or any place that sells cheesesteak, when you walk into the place and you watch them prepare your food, they have like this long grill. And we'll say that this is the grill. Then they have a spatula, but what you don't know is there's a razor sharp edge on the end of this spatula. This is not just your regular spatula. This spatula comes with a razor sharp edge. That's why you see them chopping and folding and chopping and folding and chopping. The reason why they're able to chop it up is because on one edge of the spatula there is a razor sharp edge and it's chopping that meat. So I didn't have two. I normally sell this on my site, but I'm sold out of it, and I didn't have two. So we're gonna take that this is we're gonna use this as this is a spatula. Okay, so look at this as if it's the same thing as this. Okay, so they're gonna chop, they're gonna pull the meat in, they're gonna chop, they're gonna pull the meat in. You see them using two spatulas. They're gonna chop, they're gonna continue to pull that meat in. Now you can do this with one spatula, but you have nothing to pull with, so you just do it. If you've gotten really good at it, like I can do it, you can just go ahead and chop it. And it does not take a long period of time because this meat cooks very, very fast, and it's very, very quick and easy if you have the right type spatula. It has to be a stainless steel spatula. And like I said, these are sold on my site, but I'm out of them. Now, you do need a flat surface. But if you don't have a flat surface, you can get around the flat surface because you can just go ahead and use whatever you have. I have a flat pan. It's not the best in the world, but I'm going to try to show you what I'm talking about by using that. I'm going to put together this sandwich for you because I want you to walk away from this video having something that you can hold on to for a lifetime. I guarantee you, once you eat this sandwich, you will be hooked. If you like barbecue Philly cheesesteak, you will be hooked because this is a fantastic sandwich. And I'm telling you, you can, all that money that you're spending for Philly cheesesteaks, you can pull back on it a little bit and you can do it yourself. So I'm going to go away, get myself prepared by cutting up these peppers and my onion, and I'm going to meet you at the stove. Want to give you a little hint. The first thing you cook is your onions. If you notice on the grill, they have the onions that's sitting off at the side, and then they prepare the cheesesteak, and then when they get all the meat prepared, then you'll see them come back, put some onions in it, layer with some cheese, put the bun on top, flip it over, and then put the condiments on it. Gonna show you, and I'll be right back. I love you guys. Okay, now I opened this package because I just want to show you. I'm going to take out a couple of these pieces of bread, and I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, you can tell where the back of the bread is, okay, because it looks different from the front. Right here, this is the front of the bread, okay? You can tell. If you look at the back, it looks like it's been put together. See right there? It looks like it's been put together. You don't cut along the back. You cut along the front. So when you open up your bread, I love this Kuma knife. I mean, it's just the bomb. Okay, now, when you open up your bread, I want you to see something. You see that pull right there? Look at the pull. See how I'm pulling that bread? I'm going to open up another one so you can truly see it. I won't cut it down as far, okay? You open it in the front, okay? Now, I'm going to pull this loose. See that elastic? That's elastic in the bread. Okay? You know what that's designed to do? Okay? There. See, I have to pull it apart with my hands. It don't just fall apart. Because that is designed so that when you get your cheesesteak, it won't break here. Because it's a tougher bread. It's holding the cheesesteak, or it's holding the steak meat with its juices inside of here, and it won't break. So when you pick it up, I know this is something that you guys don't think about. This is something that's new to you. But whenever you're making a sandwich that you don't want your bread to fall loose on the back, you get bread with elastic in it. Because that will hold longer than just getting you a regular piece of bulky sub bread or steak bread that's gonna do nothing but just ball up in your mouth, and then you're gonna need to go find something that you need to drink in order to get through the swallowing process. So if you get this when you're making steaks, hear me, This is the best type bread, whether it's Italian beef or whether it's cheesesteaks. This is the best bread. If you are making a hoagie, which is a submarine sandwich, this is the worst type bread. You want to get the other type bread. But for this sandwich, this is the best type. Want to come back and show you this? Now we're going to move to the next step. Be right back. Okay, now I'm at my stove and I've already chopped up my onions. See how I chopped them? Okay, I've chopped up my onions. So I have this little griddle, but I don't think that this is going to be strong enough to carry the steak. So I'm going to get out my other griddle and then I'm going to use it. But normally you'll see them, you cook your onions first. Okay, and then what they normally do is when you cook the onions, then you sit them to the side on the grill, and then you go ahead and prepare your steak. Now I'm going to just go ahead and cook these onions up. Then once I get them cooked up, I'm going to bring them back. Now you do season your onions. So that's going to be salt and pepper. Okay, now, I don't want you to think that I'm giving away, family secret or something like that. Most of my viewers, I got a lot of viewers in Chicago, but I got a lot of viewers that's not in Chicago. And trust me, they wouldn't even put a dent in his business. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. And this is for your family sake. And this will be one of those channel secrets. So we'll just keep it a secret. So do it for you and share it if you're going to be the person that's cooking it. But I wouldn't necessarily give the recipe out to anybody else. So if they want it, then they have to do what you did to get it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to saute up these onions. When I get them all sauteed up, then I'll bring you back. Now, one of the reasons why, let me just say this, that you will see them cook onions, because onions have a very good smell when it comes to anything that's food, especially if you're hungry. So if you walk into a restaurant, especially a Philly cheesesteak restaurant, and you smell those onions cooking, I mean, that's just going to make you buy another steak that you probably wouldn't have even bought so you can eat for later on. So those are just little tricks, that people do in order to kind of hype up their business. Because I used to have one of these restaurants before I got to a point where as I could no longer do it. I had one. And the first thing you do is put on those onions, because at lunchtime, when those men come in for lunch, they be buying up their food. So, I mean, that's just, one of those tricks. But I'm going to go away and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cook up these onions. Once I get these onions cooked up, I will bring you right back. Be right back. Okay, look at the onions. That's as far as you want to take them. You don't want to caramelize them. That's as far as you want to take them. It's right there where you see them, okay? See? You don't want to take them down any further. Now, because I have this little grill, like I said, I'm going to try to get my big grill up here and see what it does. But I have a glass top stove, so I don't want it to damage that. So I'm going to take these, just in case I have to use this, I'm going to take these onions out of here and put them in a bowl. And I'm going to get ready to prepare the steak. I'll be right back. Okay, now, I use my griddle. And as you can see, I'm using it the long way just on this side. And it's kind of off, my stove. But then down here is where I really want to just use. So I put my onions down here, and this is the way you see it when you walk into it. The only thing the grill is kind of facing you, because it has a little drain part down there. And these are on your big industrial grills too. And that's just so that you can scrape that oil, okay, down. Now for those of you who can't, and I don't have a large amount of oil on here, so it really ain't nothing to scrape down. Now for those of you that can't, some people can't stand to hear that. So if you can't stand to hear it, this one might be a little bit hard for you, because you do have to chop with it. I might get a little bit more. I didn't think I had that much meat in it. This meat was about, I think it was a little bit under $6. So that's not a high price to pay. Get off my stove. Okay, now you got your onions down here, and you want to keep them down there because you want your onions to stay hot. Now you got your meat down here, and you want to go ahead and it's salt, and it's pepper. Now, if you got delicate ears, at this point, you might want to turn your the volume down on whatever device it is that you're using, because I have to chop this. Now, this is thin, but you still have to chop it. Now, normally, if it's a shop, a restaurant that's actually doing this, theirs won't stick because they use their griddle all day long, so it won't stick. Mine is gonna stick because I'm just using mine for this. Turn it up some. Okay, getting a little bit more heat up underneath there. Now, this is something, even though I've never introduced it to you, I can probably do this in my sleep. This is a good recipe. Turn my heat up some more, so I'm not getting enough heat. And what I'll probably do is to keep this grill out. I'm using this one to pull it. See, if I had two spatulas, one would chop, the other one would pull. This is a short process. It's not a long process. But you don't want to put a lot of oil in it. You don't. You want that to be that meat that's coming from that grill. And you want to keep your onions hot, which is exactly what I'm doing. Now, if you're not going to flavor this with barbecue sauce, but I'm telling you, that's the way they do it. When you get those barbecue Phillies, they use just what I'm giving you. And I've done this so often, I'm telling you, so many times. But I stopped doing it. You want to make sure that your meat is thoroughly cooked. It only takes a short amount of time. And you see this right here? There's some pink parts there. So I want to flip that over and keep cooking it. Now, at this point, I can get 3 healthy sandwiches out of this, or I can get 4 little lightweight sandwiches out of this. I'm going to go for the health. Okay. Now, this meat is cooked because the beef was thin. So the meat is cooked. So what is the next step? The next step is you're going to separate it. Okay? That's the way you're going to separate it. So that shows you I'm going for 3 steaks. So I'm going to separate it. And you're going to eyeball it. And you're going to try to put equal amounts. Then you're going to go in with your onions. Now, I'll tell you why you put them on the bottom and you don't just put them on the top of your steak. The reason why you do that is because you don't want these onions to fall off. So they have to be packed between something. If you put them on the top of your steak, when you get ready to bite, your onions are going to fall off. That you don't want. So now, once you put your onions on top, you're going to go in. We love onions, so we'll eat up all of them. I think I'm going to do about 3 or 4 things on this grill before I actually put it back up. Then you want to go in bread. And you want to put your cheese on top of that. Okay, I got my bread sitting over here. Now the reason why you want to put your cheese on top of that is because now you want your cheese to melt. Okay. Now, on top of going in with your cheese, because you didn't put any oil, and there's not oil dripping all around, next thing you want to go in with is your bread. I got to cut up one of these with a knife. I only cut two when I showed it to you. Okay, so I'm going to cut this other one real quick. Okay, now you want to go in with that. Okay. Now, the way you pick this up, I'm going to do one right here on the stove for you. The way you pick this up. Now, I got my bread that's helping to melt my cheese because it's smothering my cheese, okay? Then I have my onions up underneath there. And because I have my cheese next to my onions, they're not going to slip off when I get ready to bite it. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to pick it up. Now, I have my grill sitting sideways. So it may be a little bit, which it wasn't. I told you I haven't done this in years, but this is something I could probably do in my sleep. I did that because that's just me. Okay. Now the next thing you want to do, and what they do, you'll see them here. They'll put it there, and if it's a barbecue Philly, they'll hit it with that sauce. Then when they hit it with that sauce, they're going to hit it with those sweet peppers. And then you're going to see them wrap it. I didn't have the right type of foil because I only had the long foil, so I'm going to try to wrap this as best I can. Why are they wrapping it? Because right now, they want it to go ahead and steam. That's why you get the foil. Okay? Now I'm using this, and this ain't what I'm supposed to use, but there it is. Okay? Now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to go ahead and take this one up. Flip it. Look at that. Don't tell me I can't make that sandwich. There it is. You're going to go ahead and hit it with some more. Now, if you don't want this to be a barbecue Philly, but I'm telling you, this one will make you eat your fingers if you put them close enough. Then you want to put some of those sweet peppers down on it. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and try to wrap this as best I can because like I told you, I got the wrong kind of foil anyway. Because you need that little cheap foil. But what I want this to do is to steam. And that's why they give it to you, because by the time you get back to your car or you walk back home, your bread will be just as soft as your meat. Got it? Last one I'm going to put on the plate because I don't have, pick it up. That was down there where all the heat was. I ain't losing nothing. It don't matter what you see. I ain't gonna lose nothing. Take that and put it up, and I let that sit on the grill. You normally supposed to pull it right up off that grill. You don't leave it. There ain't no love lost. Because this one can be, I got a little bit of onions left. And like I said, I haven't used my grill in a while, so. But all of that comes back to mine. Put some sauce on it. This one I'm not going to wrap because this one's going to get ate. I'm going to cut the stove off. Okay. Y'all know how I am about a dirty stove. I just want to clean this up before I tell you about this steak. I'm going to wash that. Okay, now, here you have it. I can unwrap and put two on here just for the presentation purposes. See that? See how soft that bread is? That's why they wrap that. This is gonna be good. Okay, now this is your Philly cheesesteak, barbecued Philly. And if you want more sauce, you can always put more sauce on it. Just want to bring you something that was very, very special to my heart, because over the weekend, you all really, really did help and uplift me and bring me through a troubled time. Now, to Cece, thank you for looking at me like, hey, don't touch her. That's like touching my mom. And to Butterfly, thank you for Exodus 14:14, which is something that I truly do live by, but I couldn't even see it for my emotions. And to Lewis, I know you're going to really enjoy this. And to all of my viewers, whether it be short term or long term, to my new subbies, stay with me. I guarantee you that I'm going to put something out that you'll be able to utilize in your cooking. And to my old followers that have been with me for a long time, man, words can't even express how much you mean to me. Okay, I watch you, I read your comments, I thank you for all that you do. Just want to bring you something I think you will use, you will love, and you will grow to enjoy. And as always, thank you for watching. Chris Cook for you too. Bye.